to add a little bit of French flair to your cooking? Then today's your lucky day, because I'm going to share with you how to make the classical French dish, spinach and baby corn au gratin. Vegetables like spinach, baby corn and colored capsicum are baked with a creamy bechamel sauce and cheese. So the ingredients we require to make au gratin are baby corn, half a cup. Now I have boiled them with a little teaspoon of haldi, half a cup each of colored capsicum, and I've chosen red and yellow, 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, half a cup of breadcrumbs, half a cup of mushrooms, 2 tablespoons maida, 1½ cups milk, salt and pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon minced garlic, 1 teaspoon oregano seasoning, half a teaspoon of red chili flakes, half a cup of blanched spinach that has been finely chopped, and finally 2 tablespoons of butter. We'll start by heating a pan. Add some butter. Now we're going to partially cook these vegetables. So heat the butter, add your garlic, red pepper flakes, next we'll add the baby corn, our chopped spinach, bell peppers. We'll start with a little bit of yellow and red. Now we just need to make sure that these vegetables stay crunchy, so it's only going to absorb the flavors from the oregano seasoning and the red chilies, and it cooks the rest in the oven. So just let this cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now we're going to add our mushrooms, salt and pepper. Give it a good stir and then cook again for a minute. Our vegetables are done. Just remove them into a bowl and set them aside. Next, we're going to make the bechamel sauce or the white sauce. This is kind of tricky. The important thing that you need to remember here is make sure you use equal amounts of butter and maida. So if you're using 2 tablespoons butter, you need to add 2 tablespoons of maida. Okay, so heat your pan. And here I have 2 tablespoons of butter. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the maida or all-purpose flour. Now you need to mix this and just cook the maida. This should take no more than a minute. Just keep stirring, otherwise the maida can burn. So do this on a low flame. Make sure there's no lumps, and once you get a toasty aroma from the maida, we're going to add the milk. When it froths and foams like this, we know that the maida has cooked. So at this time, we're going to add the milk. Lower the flame and then quickly add the milk and keep whisking. Our sauce is almost done. As you can see, it has thickened considerably. At this point, we are going to season it with a little bit of salt and some pepper. Now continue cooking this until it thickens just a little bit more. Our sauce is thickened and it's done. So we're going to turn off the flame at this point and then add a little bit of cheese. Add about half a cup of cheese. Stir it through and just allow it to melt. Now as this sauce sits, it thickens, so that's all right. This is the right consistency. We're going to add the vegetables that we had cooked into it. And give it a good mix. We're now ready to assemble the au gratin. So pour the sauce and vegetables into your pan. Make sure that the dish that you're using is oven proof, because this is going to bake. And now gratin in French means scrape or crispen. So we use grated cheese and we bake it so that the top nicely crispens and melts. So for that, you need to do first is put a good layer of cheese It's best if you use mozzarella cheese for this because that melts evenly and gives a beautiful crusting or coating. After you've put the cheese, you need to add breadcrumbs. Now breadcrumbs are what gives it that nice crunchy texture. And finally you need to add blobs of butter. Just place little blobs randomly. Now we're ready to broil this in the oven. Remember, we're not baking it because everything has already been cooked. The vegetables were cooked and the sauce was cooked. The only thing that we need to get is a nice crust on top. So you need to make sure you use the top element in your oven, and that is called broiling or top baking. And we're going to bake it at about 200 degrees for about maybe 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on it after the 8th minute. Our au gratin is done. Perfect. Just look at the beautiful golden brown crunchy top. Now I'm going to show you how to do a garnish for this. We're going to let it cool for a little while because we can't serve it hot. So I'll show you how to make a tomato rose. So all you need to do is peel the skin of your tomato. Now you don't have to be perfect. Just keep going around and around. So I have 2 pieces of peel. If you can get one long one, that would be great. But mine didn't come today, so I have 2 pieces. So basically you just go round and round, keep wrapping till you get a bud like this. Just keep going round and round. And there you go, a rose. Just set it off-centered and then garnish with parsley. Now how beautiful is that? You know, this is the perfect dish to have when the kids come home hungry and say, "Mommy, I want something right now." Don't make those 2-minute noodles. Make this and keep it in the refrigerator, and all you need is 10 minutes in the oven to broil the top, and it's ready. The kids will be happy and you will be even happier because you're putting something really healthy.